Today, 8th of July 2024, City, Osasco, State, São Paulo, Country, Brazil. I will translate the chapter 8, Tāraka-brahma-yoga, from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the merciful absolute. Here it comes. O best of embodied beings, Arjuna said, O Purushottama, Supreme Person, what is that Brahman? What is Adhyatman, the soul? What is Karma, action? And what is Adi Bhuta, the worldly plane? And what is Adi Daiva, the celestial plane? O Madhusudana, within the body, who or what is Adi Yajna, the agent of sacrifice? How is he present in this body? And how are you to be known at the time of death by persons of controlled mind? The Supreme Lord said, Brahman means the imperishable absolute. The individual soul refers to the pure spiritual nature. Action refers to the pure spiritual nature. The soul refers to the pure spiritual nature. Action means the creative force or offerings to a demigod, which manifests the bodies of the human and other species of life through the agents of gross and subtle material elements. O best of embodied beings, Arjuna, worldly existence is the perishable existence. Celestial existence is the collective universal form in which are contained the demigods, headed by the solar gods, and I, indeed, within this body, am the Lord of sacrifice in the form of the Supersoul, the sanctioner and rewarder of the sacrificial actions of the living beings. At the time of death, one who thinks only of me when leaving the body, departing this world, he attains to my nature. There is no doubt in this respect. O son of Kunti, one who leaves the body, remembering whatever object at the time of death, he attains to that very object, having absorbed his mind in thought of it constantly. Therefore remember me at all times, and execute your natural duty, offering mind and intelligence unto me. Certainly you will reach me. There's no doubt in this. O son of Partha, thinking at every moment of the effulgent Supreme Person by an undeviating mind engaged in yoga practice, the yogi reaches that Supreme Person. One who at the time of death, with an unflickering mind, by strength of yoga practice, being constantly engaged in smaranam, devotional remembrance, and fully concentrating the life force between the eyebrows, meditates on the Supreme Person, the all-knowing, beginningless, merciful teacher of devotion unto himself, who is more subtle than the atom. Yet the support of all existence, and of aprakta or supramundane form, medium-sized, of human feature, possessing a radiant form, which like the sun illuminates both himself and others, and is transcendental to material nature. Certainly that person reaches that effulgent Supreme Person. Along with the method of attaining it, I shall describe to you that objective which the learned knowers of the Vedas call the imperishable Omkara, denoting Brahman, which the desireless ascetics enter and aspiring to reach, which the brahmacharis, celibate seekers of the absolute, maintain the vow of celibacy, controlling all the gateways of the senses, stopping them from accepting the objects of the senses, steadying the mind within the heart, and establishing the vital life air between the eyebrows, remaining in samadhi through the practice of dharana, yogic concentration on the spiritual self, and uttering thus the monosyllable sound vibration of Brahma in full remembrance of me. He who living the body thus departs attains the supreme goal, the spiritual plane, or Salokya Mukti. Upartha, one pointedly, without the practices of karma, jnana, etc., or without desiring in their objectives of heaven, liberation, etc., in all circumstances, always remembers me. For such a person in a relationship of dasya, sukhya, etc., who constantly aspires for my divine association, I am easily reached. The great souls who have attained the highest perfection, my association in my past times, having reached me, do not take again a birth or impermanence, which is the abode of suffering. O Arjuna, from Brahmaloka, the highest plane in the universe, downwards, all planes or their residents, by nature, repeatedly return. But, O son of Kunti, reaching me, attaining my shelter, there is no rebirth. Those who know Lord Brahma's day, which comprises the duration of 1000 Chaturyugas, and his night of the duration of 1000 Chaturyugas, are knowers of day and night. With the coming of Lord Brahma's day, universal progeny with their bodies, senses, enjoyable objects, and bodies are born of Lord Brahma in his waking state. And again, with the coming of night, they are absorbed within Lord Brahma, who is known as Avyakta, the unmanifest. Upada, helplessly being subject to the law of karma, the multitude of beings, being repeatedly born with the coming of the day of Lord Brahma, disappear at nightfall, and are born with new day. But beyond superior to this unmanifest Hiranyagarbha, born within the golden egg, the universe Lord Brahma, is another unmanifest, imperceptible, transcendental, beginningless existence. He who is not destroyed when all beings are destroyed. He is said to be the unmanifest and the invincible. The Upanishads proclaim him the supreme destination, reaching whom the living beings do not return. Know that as my supreme abode, O Partha, I, the supreme person, within whom all beings are situated, and by whom this whole universe is pervaded, am attainable only by exclusive devotion. O Arjuna, best of the Bharatas, I shall now describe that moment when death occurs, the yogis attain liberation, or rebirth. The path on which the dates of fire and light, the date of day, the date of the waxing moon, and the date of the sun's 6 monthly northern accent preside the knowers of Brahman. Going, living the body on that path, attain Brahman. The path on which the deity of smoke, the date of night, the date of the waning moon, and the date of the sun's 6 monthly southern accent preside the karma yogi who goes on that path, reaching Svargaloka, the heavenly plane, returns, undergoes rebirth. These two paths, bright and dark, of the world, where persons are apt to follow the paths of jnana and karma, are considered perpetual. By one, liberation is attained; by the other, one return is reborn. O Partha, Arjuna, knowing this pair of paths, any bhakti yogi, when engaged in devotional service of the Lord, is not diluted. Therefore, O Arjuna, always be engaged in yoga, knowing this my supremacy and the supremacy of my devotion. The yogi, the devoted soul, transcends all those fruits of pity achieved by chanting the Vedas, performing sacrifice, performing austerity, and performing charity, which have been mentioned in the scriptures, and attains the supreme original place. End of chapter 8. The Merciful Absolute, from the conversation of Sri Krishna and Arjuna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishad, the yoga scripture of transcendental knowledge, Bhisma Parva of Sri Mahabharata, the holy scripture revealed by Srila Vyasadeva in 100,000 verses.
Tatsat iti Srimad-Bhagavad-Gītāsu Upanishatsu Brahma-vidyāyām Yoga-shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma